Woo! This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. Today I'm gonna head out and do a little bit of commercial fishing. Not something I do very often nowadays, but I do still have the permit, so I do it from time to time. If you're unfamiliar with what that means, I'm gonna go try to catch some fish and sell them to the market and hopefully make a couple bucks. I actually do have a plan today. It's not a no agenda type of day. I do have a plan. I got a text. I'm signed up for this automatic thing from the fisheries where they notify me when seasons open and close for commercial. And I got a text that said blue line tile fish opened back up for 6 days. And I have, I think, 4 or 5 days left on the red snapper season. So the plan is gonna run out first thing this morning, try to catch our red snapper. I'm only allowed 75 pounds of red snapper. Knock on wood, that'll go well. Then we're gonna hopefully switch it to blue line tile. And if everything goes as planned, normally things don't go as planned when it comes to commercial fishing, but if everything goes as planned, after that we're gonna run out and try to catch a snowy grouper, run out to some spots that I haven't fished in a while and see if we can find a big snowy grouper. That's if everything goes flawlessly. How it'll go is yet to be seen. So everything I've got with me, 2 electric reels, I've got a spinner and a conventional just in case I run into some bonita or tuna or mahi or something, a little bit of squid, and I've got some frozen bonita here that's thawing out. So should have enough to at least put a few fish in the boat. Enough talking. Time is money in the commercial fishing world. Let's get out there. We are there. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of my setups, what I'm fishing here. I'm gonna use electrics today. It's gonna be the most efficient. The name of the game today is to make some money, and electric reels are the fastest way to do that. So this is a Tanacom 1000. This is one of the older ones. I actually like this better than the new one. I've got a 300-pound rig. I actually haven't fished this a lot for American Reds, but it worked the last time I was out here. It's been almost a month probably, give or take. But it worked last time, so I'm gonna do it this time to try and sort through the smaller ones and catch bigger ones. These are 15-0 circle hooks. I've got 3 of them on there. I'm gonna start with big bonita chunks and we'll see how that goes. Got a 3-pound lead. This one I have set up with a descender. And what this does is if I catch something I don't want and I wanna send it back down, that way it doesn't die from getting bloated barotrauma, I clip this on there. I've got it set to 100 feet. It'll shoot straight back down, and we'll keep that fish from, hopefully, we'll not keep it from dying 100%, but it'll give it a better chance. That's what a descender does. So I like to have one of those readily available when I'm doing any type of fishing, over 100 feet or so. But that is the name of the game. This is the bottom I'm fishing, just subtle bottom. I'm gonna be drifting. You can see there's not a whole lot going on as far as the bottom. It looks pretty flat, but there's little balls of life here and there. So gonna get our first bait down and see how it goes. Until I find some bigger fish, I'm only gonna fish 2 baits. I don't wanna waste all my bait getting picked on small stuff. And again, I'm using hooks that big because last time I was getting picked to death by small stuff, and the bigger 15-0s helped me single out some of the bigger ones. Obviously, the bigger ones add up a lot faster, so that's more ideal. The rod that I'm using, this is actually a custom rod. A good friend of mine gave this to me, Matt Conrad, years and years and years ago. I cannot believe that it is still alive, honestly, as long as I've been fishing it. It says 5'4", 50 pound. Oh, got some bites. That's small. We don't want the small ones, we want the big ones. That looks small again. There are fish here though, that's a good sign. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's not the way to start the day. Maybe something wrong with that cord. This is the Tanacom I like. That one stinks, and I don't want to use that one. Are you kidding me? Perfect. it would not seem things are going as planned. Seems like there's something small on here. Probably not what I want, but we'll see. Actually, not too bad. Not the size I'm hoping for, but it is a fish. That is an American red snapper. Commercially, there is no size limit on them. I try not to keep them under 16. 16, 18 or so. That guy's probably 16 or 17. I was way off. That is 19. Not, like I said, not the size that I'm after, but we're commercial today, so they're all gonna get eaten by people like you. I won't show you all of them, but I'll show you the first one. If you know anything about the channel, you already know, but if you're new, I brain and bleed everything. What that means is I dispatch them right in the brain with the knife. I take the knife, go under here, and I bleed them, and it helps with meat quality. I think it's a better experience for everybody involved that's gonna be eating these things, so I brain and bleed everything. Let's get another back down. Well, that is not what I had in mind for the first drop. I'm down to just the one electric reel. The other Tanacom, I turned it on and off, reset it, changed the modes, did all kinds of stuff. I cannot get the motor to engage, which that's what happened to the last Tanacom that died about 6 months ago. So it's an old reel though, so I'm not surprised. We're gonna go back down. I've actually been in talks with a different reel company, electric reel company, that is new to the market. They're kind of trying to take on LP, which I've got respect for, so hopefully that'll work out. Maybe I can get one of their reels. That would be cool. Yeah, it seems like a lot of smaller fish here, so we're gonna move along, see if we can find something bigger, but we'll see what comes up. Got two there. One really small. So that guy's big enough. Like I said, technically there's no limit on the commercial sizes, but I don't like to keep them that size if I can help it. So we're gonna hook our descender right there, just like that. And drop that fish straight down. And that descender has a pressure sensor in it, so once it goes down a certain depth, it feels the pressure, and those jaws pop open. It just popped open. It started going real fast, and it just gives that fish a better chance of living. But we are going to move along, try to find some bigger critters. So I like to gut as I go. It's one less thing I got to do at the end of the day. And the market likes to buy fish gutted. We're gonna do an experiment here. I'm gonna use the entrails from these snapper to see if the other snapper down there will eat this. Save me on some bait cost. Down we go. I'm actually just a little off the spot. I wanna see if anything will grab it in between. I'm only allowed 75 pounds of these, so I gotta keep track. These are all about 2 pounds a piece. Yep, 2 pounds gutted. Oh. Something big, taking drag. It ate the guts from the other snapper. I do have the drag a little light because this reel bottoms out a little easier. Right on. Look at that. On the guts. Ate the guts of one of the other snapper. It's the biggest one we've caught so far. If we start hooking them like that, we can make up some ground quickly. That's the size I'm looking for right there. I've checked like 2 or 3 spots, no bites, but I just ran over that. It's a small ledge, but it's got some good life on it, so I want to give it a look. Had a little nibble there. Normally these fish don't take long. I'm wondering if it may be the wrong species. Oh. That didn't sound too bad. A little bit on the smaller side, maybe. That's the right one. Maybe they don't like the guts. I put a piece of bonita on the bottom, and I got a bite there. Switch it over to bonita and see if that turns it on a little bit. Kind of another smaller one. We're gonna move along. I just can't find the big ones today. Honestly, if I'm personally gonna eat one, that's the size that I want, but if I catch big ones, I don't have to take as many. It is coming up on 11 a.m. I was hoping to be done with the American Reds by noon at the latest. Does not seem that way. I've only got 19 pounds. I can have 75. I was hoping to be done by noon, switch to deep drop, but the ocean has other plans today. Just a slow bite. Just ones here and there. I'm not doubling up, not really getting any big ones, and it's just inconsistent. We don't fish these, or I don't fish these American Reds to stay on them enough. They move around quite a bit, actually, in my findings. I can tear them up on one spot, come back a couple days later, and there won't be a single one there. They move quite a bit. But we're gonna keep grinding. Okay, stay on there. That one looks a little better. Okay, that'll work. That will work. That is what I'm looking for. Red snapper. That's a 6-pounder. That'll put me up to 25. Okay. Kind of a medium range snapper. Just might have to stop being picky today and take what I can get. We'll do a few more drops here and see if any bigger ones show up. Uh-oh. I hooked something else bigger that overloaded the reel. Hopefully it's not a shark. Oh, I don't know. This might be a shark. Yeah, I might have got sharked. Uh-oh, that's not good. So the biggest issue with hooking a shark on this rig is if I break everything off, it's expensive. Like a $20 weight. The rig costs probably $15 to make. And with the amount of fish I have up front, that would reset me back to probably zero. I don't have much today. So I'm gonna try and get this up somehow, and if I can just cut the line at the shark's mouth or somehow get it out of the shark, we'll see. Oh yeah, this is not gonna be good. Let's see out here. Big old shark. Come on, dude, I just want my rig back. I may have foul hooked it. I don't know if I'm able to get this back. Foul hooked it in the fin. This is a bad situation. Just gotta stay clear of that line. I have a de-hooker. He already took my weight, and there he just popped the rig. It was just barely in the fin. Oh, well, I can just put the weight here. The weight is the expensive part, unfortunately. So knock a couple of those fish that we caught off. I've only been catching one or two at a time anyway, so what does it matter? I'm gonna try one more there. And now I know the shark is busy and tired. I'll try one more, see if I can get one or two more decent snapper. That first one wasn't too bad. It's a beautiful day to be on the boat. It's not a beautiful day to be commercial fishing. There we go. We might be on a good spot. That looks like a good fish. Okay, all right. I can work with that. Yeah, a little bit small. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Okay. Okay. That's what we're after. Might finally be on a good spot. I kid you not, I've hit probably 12, 14 spots, some new, some old. I'll put this guy down, he's gonna mess my hand up. Forgot my gloves again. I know, buddy, hold on. I know, buddy. Yeah, baby. I brought these, but I didn't want to have to use them. These are my bonita bellies for sword fishing, but when you finally find the fish, you got to use what you got. I was saving these as a backup, but I've burned through a lot of bait because I'm catching such small fish. Hopefully, being the belly, these will last a bit longer. A lot of fat and tissue and thick skin and cartilage in these belly cuts. All right. So that last fish puts me right around 45 pounds, excuse me. So I need just around 30 more pounds. Slowly but surely getting there. Just a little slower than I was hoping for. I don't have any idea how. Somehow I snagged on the bottom. I've driven all around it, up and down, cut it slack, pulled it tight. No matter what I do, I cannot get it up. For the life of me, I can't figure out what I snagged. There must be an old trap or a rope or something down there, but I can't get it to pop loose. So there's bad news and then there's bad news. The bad news is I lost another weight. So that's like, actually I lost the whole rig. So that's like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks in the hole. And we got this moving in. Wind kicked up quite a bit. I can't tell what it's gonna do. There's not really any point in running towards it because I'm just, or not running from it because I'm gonna have to run through it to get home. So just gonna ride it out and keep fishing and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not too bad. I didn't bring my rain jacket today, so that pretty much sealed the deal on making sure that it would rain at some point. But that spot where we just lost the weight looked pretty good, so we're gonna give it another go. Bites here have been almost instant, so I'm gonna try and power through this weather and fish here. We'll see what it is. Hopefully it's the right one. It's the right one. All right. I got a really good mark on the screen here, so hopefully this fish will hang around and we can make up that last 30 pounds. Little baby shark following me up. Be careful with this guy. Somehow I managed a little baby cobia. Not what I'm looking for. Too small. Okay. Found a steady bite of, I don't know, 3 to 5 pounders or so. Not monsters, but they add up. So when you slush your cooler up, you add salt water to make it a slush, pack everything down in there. If you add too much water and it's rough like it is today and the boat's rocking and rolling, if you have snapper or anything in there with bigger scales, if you're not careful, the movement of the boat will slide them fish around back and forth and they can rub against each other and it'll completely scale the snapper, which if you plan on scaling your fish, it's not a bad thing, but the market doesn't like that. So something I've just learned over the years. I made that mistake one time. I scaled about 200 pounds of yellowtail and it was not a good day. Down we go. Really wondering what this storm is going to do. A bunch of wind came off it, but it never really came my way. Hopefully I didn't jinx it, but it's kind of just lingering over there. All right, just need a couple more of those. Not today, shark. Not today. Ah! It's been chasing me this whole time. That's the first one he got. I'm gonna switch it up. We're gonna go look for some tiles now. That took way longer than I was hoping. Finished it up with 3 smaller ones. I'm a little shy, but it's taking way too long. The bite is off. I should have called it a while ago and switched it up, but I'm being stubborn. But I should be right, I don't know, somewhere shy of 70 pounds or so. But yeah, we're gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go look for some tile fish and hopefully we can make up some ground. The weatherman got me good. The report said 10 mile an hour in the morning, decreasing to 5 by the afternoon. I think they got that backwards. 10 in the morning, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. It's a little sporty. We may not be deep dropping for very long. This is why you cannot have plans as a commercial fisherman. I just pulled up to the area I wanted to deep drop, and the more I'm thinking about it, it's not worth it. But even if I caught another 50 pounds of fish, the weather turned nasty, and I'm worried that whatever this is right here, this black edge, is gonna turn into something that I don't wanna be caught in, and that's the way I have to run home. I've gotta run right into this north wind. But yeah, sometimes you make plans and they don't work out. But I'm gonna call it. I've got enough fish to at least cover all my expenses. I'm not gonna lose any money, but I'm definitely not gonna make any money. But I've got no complaints. You know, what could I really complain about? I got to go fishing, had a great time, I learned some stuff. And for the most part, it was a beautiful day. This ride home is gonna be a little bit sporty. I'll try to film some of it, but I'm gonna hunker down and get home. I've got a lot to live for nowadays, so I don't wanna risk getting caught in something that I can't handle. So we'll get back to the market, get these fish sold, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Woohoo! This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. This is gonna be gnarly. Getting a free chiropractic adjustment here. Hold on. All right. Fish is at the market. Keys Fresh Seafood down here in Stock Island. If you want some fresh fish, it is caught and sold by local fishermen. I was actually pretty off on my math, or my little hand scale was off. I was literally right at 75 pounds. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking I was going to be a little shy. I thought I was going to be somewhere around 65, maybe high 60s. But I was right at 75 pounds, so pretty stoked about that. Helps a little bit. Be completely honest, still lost money. But I got to go fishing. And hopefully the YouTube video will make a little bit of money. All in all, a great day. The ride in was sporty as expected. But I think that's the end of the video. I'm not even going to do an official breakdown where I read the trip ticket and all that, because I know good and well, at the very best, I broke even. Had $250-ish in fuel. I lost probably $50 in gear, tackle, weights. The sale of that snapper will be ballpark like $375, $400 maybe. So yeah, if you want to get technical, I probably lost money in the grand scheme of things, but we're going to call it a wash, so I feel better about it. I broke even. I got to go fishing. But that's all I have. I appreciate you guys watching the videos as always. Thanks so much for your time. If you got any questions, first hour the videos come out, I do my best to answer all of them that come out in the first hour. And then after that, if I get on there, I answer some as they trickle in. But that's all I got. Nothing else to share. Of course, it's nice and calm in here somehow. I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.